What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey in the Six. I'm Rob. I'm starting a new series on Whiskey in the Six. It's going to be called Whisky Rundowns. The purpose of a Whisky Rundown is to compare 3 or more whiskeys. Sometimes it's going to be a re-review of 3 or 4 whiskeys that I've reviewed in the past that I need to switch the markup on. This time it's going to be of the 2018 Bruichladdich lineup that I was able to purchase. I was selective in my purchasing because I had many of the 9.1 Octomores. I've had other things by Bruichladdich. I figured that these would be my favorite of the batch, so I decided to go with these ones. It's the Bruichladdich Black Art 6.1, the Port Charlotte MC01 2009, and the Octomore 9.3. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to give these a quick nose and taste. I'm going to give them a rough mark, and then you can look to each review in 2019 because I will be reviewing these in 2019. But right now what I'm going to tell you is roughly how good they are, as well as if they're worth the dollar amount that I paid. So starting with the Bruichladdich Black Art 6.1, which is 26 years old, distilled in 1990. Okay, so on the nose, it's a mixed mash of things. You're getting some sherry notes, you're getting some Madeira notes. I think there's a couple wine casks involved in making this one. From my experience with the 1990, which was the 4.1, that was mostly sherry. The 5.1 tasted and smelled like it was mostly Madeira. This could be a combination of both of those. Very fruity on the nose. Lots of sweetness. Super smooth. 46.9%, and you wouldn't be able to tell. And a lot of orange here. This honestly is a very good sipper. Gonna go for around $350 to $400 depending on where you are. I would say this is worth the money, but I'm gonna tell you which one of these 3 is the best. So the Port Charlotte MC01 is aged in a good portion of Italian Marsala casks. So it's heavily peated, but it doesn't say on the bottle what the ppm is, unlike the Octomore series, which it tells you exactly what the ppm is. I would say it's still pretty heavy. Not quite Octomore heavy. This is 56.3%. It is a cask strength. It's 9 years old. The nose is just super sweet. A lot of beautiful oat notes. There's that nice peatiness that Bruichladdich likes to use. There's some maple syrup in there as well. Nose is awesome. Super viscous and syrupy. Really sweet. A lot of peat in there. Reminds me a lot of the Octomores, of course. But that sweetness from the Marsala casks is really bang on. This one was about $130. I think it's going for up to like $170 in some places. That's Canadian, so I'm not exactly sure what this is going for globally, but if I tasted this blind, I'd probably say buy it at $170, no problem. And last but not least, the Octomore. Okay, so this is very interesting on the nose. This is named Dialogue in Greek for the fact that whiskey invokes conversation and debate. When I first nosed it, there was almost a fishy note to it. Definitely that Islay brininess that is synonymous with Islay whiskeys. Doesn't smell like any other Octomore that I've had before. I know that there's Syrah casks in this, ex-bourbon casks. 3 times used virgin oak casks, and another type of wine cask as well. Really nice on the nose. The ppm on this one is 133. It's a high ABV at 63 plus, but you would not be able to tell, and that's what we love about Octomore. Is all 3 of these could change by the time I get to reviewing them, but if I had to put these in place of order, each one is worth the dollar amount, of course. I really enjoy all 3 of them, but the winner for me is this Port Charlotte MC01. It's just got this character to it that you don't get very often, and I really like that. So value marks and quality marks, that's going to be the winner tonight. Second place would be the Octomore. Third place would be the Bruichladdich Black Art. I refused to buy last year's Black Art, the 5.1, because I tried it before I bought it, and I turned it down. It just wasn't for me. This year is better than last year for sure. So if you liked last year's, you're definitely going to like this one. If you didn't like last year's, look forward to this one. This one's more like the 4.1 in my opinion. So again, it's Port Charlotte, Octomore, then the Black Art. All 3 are excellent though, so if you have an opportunity to buy any of them, I highly recommend all 3 of them. Let me know what you think of the Whisky Rundown series in the comments below. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, let me know, and if you don't like it, explain why. I'm curious. I want to try to change it up for 2019. I think this would be a cool way to do it. I plan on doing a bunch of series this year, like the Game of Thrones series. I'm going to do in one shot with a Whisky Rundown, maybe with a guest. And like I said earlier, I would like to do a bunch of re-reviews where I list 4 or 5 different types of whiskeys that I've reviewed in the past and just adjust the mark more to my palate these days. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you really like the video, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. You guys can check me out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or leave a comment below. Cheers.